ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तन्न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। Number 9. कार्यमित्येव यत् कर्म
कार्यमित्येव यत् कर्म
नियतं क्रियते अर्जुन
नियतं क्रियते अर्जुन
सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा फलं चैव
सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा फलं चैव
तत्यागः सात्विको मतः।
तत्यागः सात्विको मतः।
न द्वेष्ट्य कुशलं कर्म
न द्वेष्टकुशलं कर्म
कुशलेनानुषज्यते।
कुशलेनानुषज्यते।
त्यागी सत्त्वसमाविष्टः
त्यागी सत्त्वसमाविष्टः
मेधावी छिन्न संशयः।
मेधावी छिन्न संशयः।
न हि देहभृता शक्यम्
न हि देहभृता शक्यम्
त्यक्तुं कर्माण्यशेषतः।
त्यक्तुं कर्माण्यशेषतः।
यस्तु कर्मफलत्यागी
यस्तु कर्मफलत्यागी
सत्यागीत्यभिधीयते।
सत्यागीत्यभिधीयते।
इष्टमिष्टं मिश्रं च
अनिष्टमिष्टं मिश्रं च
त्रिविधं कर्मणः फलम्
त्रिविधं कर्मणः फलम्
भवत्यत्यागिनां प्रेत्य
भवत्यत्यागिनां प्रेत्य
न तु सन्न्यासिनां क्वचित्।
न तु सन्न्यासिनां क्वचित्।
पञ्चैतानि महाबाहो
पञ्चैतानि महाबाहो
कारणानि निबोध मे।
कारणानि निबोध मे।
साङ्ख्ये कृतान्ते प्रोक्तानि
साङ्ख्ये कृतान्ते प्रोक्तानि
सिद्धये सर्वकर्मणाम्।
सिद्धये सर्वकर्मणाम्।
So we began looking at Shloka number 13 until 12. The topic of Karma Yoga is summarized. Lokesmin Vividha Nishta, like that we saw in the third chapter, third Shloka. There are two major disciplines. If you can ask, instead of saying things like we have many thousands, infinite pathways to God and all these things, those are all very loose statements. I'm saying there are two lifestyles. And so one lifestyle is preparatory lifestyle. Another lifestyle is knowing yourself. Because the problem is not knowing myself. So if I have to know myself, what should I do? Well, I must lead a life of karma yoga. Lokesmin Dividha Nishta Pura Prokta Mayanaka. So like that he had said, third chapter. Same thing here also, 18th chapter. Until 12, the topic of karma yoga was talked about without using the word karma yoga. Correct? It's using sannyasa and tyaga. So karma pala tyagaha, like that it was said. So sattvika sannyasaha, those things and all we saw. That is all karma yoga. Okay, keep that in mind. Now we saw the background to shloka number 13 because 13 to 17 is jnana yoga, which was talked about in several chapters, starting from second, third, fourth, third maybe not, fourth, fifth, and then Jiveshwara Aikyam started in chapter 13, 14, 15. So all of that is part of Jnana Yoga only. What is Jnana Yoga? Jnana Yoga is the yoga of Jnanam. And Jnanam is what? Jnanam is Jiveshwara Aikyam. There is essential identity between Jiva and Ishvara. And therefore, I am not who I think I am all along. So that preparation karma yoga helps me assimilate this knowledge. And it is told in several ways. And so, in what ways it is told? For example, we saw this last time that this body is really a combination of Chetana Tattvam and Achetana Tattvam. Purusha and Prakriti was talked about earlier in chapter 7. Okay. So, Purusha is there, consciousness. Prakriti, rest of the things. Rest means what? The Anatma, the material, energy and material. You can't say energy is God, material is this world like that. You can't say energy and material. Energy also is anatma only. And so that chetanam and achetanam, the combination is there. Initially, we say there's as though separate. Chetanam is separate, achetanam is separate. It is like saying the water is separate, the wave is separate. The two words, water and wave, they mean two different things. Water is different, wave is different. Wave is made up of water, you can say, but they are really not separate. Really not separate. But we appreciate. We appreciate. Chetana Tattvam is there. Consciousness is there, which enlivens the body. Water enlivens the wave. Water provides existence to the waves. Okay? Wave doesn't know that I am completely water. Wave doesn't know. If it knew, then it won't have all these problems. Because if it knew, it doesn't know that. It says, oh my God, I'm going to get destroyed. I'm going to hit a stone right now. Wave is approaching the shore. Yeah, that nobody can stop. Ishvara also cannot stop. But if I say I'm water, if I know I'm water, then everything that is there is water. Where is the question of my destruction? Okay. That is the beauty of Advaita Vedanta. And so number two would be what? Having understood this, my identity now is with this body. Deeply entrenched identity. Very deep. And then I learn to relax. I learned to tell myself that Shastram says body is needed for me to survive, quote unquote. That is prarabdha karma, but I am not really the body. How can I be the body? How can I be the body when I am perceiving the body? Anything that I perceive is not me. The fan is not me, the house is not me, this is not me, that is not me, no book is me. Even the air I am breathing is not me, even though the air is going inside me. But that's not me. Air is a very integral part of me now. Without oxygen, I can't survive. But still, I am not oxygen. So much is there. Then what about the body? What about the hair on my head? If you have hair on the head, only this example will work. Otherwise, it won't work. Okay, so you look at somebody who has hair on the head. Okay, what about that hair? Is that me or not? What about the nails? The integral part of me. But we know that the hair is not me. That much beyond that, going inside a little bit, it becomes a problem. Then Shastram says, hey, everything is an object of your perception, of your cognition. Whatever is an object of your cognition cannot be you. Cannot be you. You are the conscious being that's objectifying the entire universe, including the body, including the senses. How? Because only I can say I'm short sighted. Eyes do not know they're short sighted. Only I'm saying I'm thin, I'm fat, and all that. I have to lose weight. I have to lose weight. Body doesn't say I have to lose weight. So it's very obvious I am not any of these things. So second step should be what? To shift my attention from achetanam, the body, to chetana vastu. That that journey is very important. And then appreciating that this chetana vastu is akarta and abhokta. A very, very massive thing in Advaita Vedanta. This is the crux of the whole thing. How can I be a non-doer? So many actions are happening from getting up. The moment I open my eyes to the moment I close my eyes, everything is an action. And you're saying Atma is not an actor. Atma is not an agent. Yes, that is the fact. And so that important fact has been highlighted by Sri Krishna in many shlokas that we saw that last time. The Veda Vinashinam Nityam. Kam ghatayati kanhantikam. So using the example of killing, it's the most drastic action one can do is kill someone. So even killing action does not belong to Atma. What about all the small actions? Doesn't belong to Atma. Then what about all these actions? Who is doing? Guna guneshu vartante iti matva na sajjate. We saw that, which he's going to talk about shortly in from the shloka. That's why he says, Naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manyeta tattvavid. Pashyan, Shrinvan, Sprishan, Jigran. Despite all activities going on, Naiva kinchit karomiti. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything does not mean walking away from responsibilities and consequences of actions. Everything will be there. But I am essentially not a doer. That's a brilliant statement there. And so, all right. So as long as I take myself to be a karta and bhokta, then I am anityam. Because action means change. Experience means change. Change means what? Up and down. Sorrow, sukha dukkha is going to be there. It's all change. And it will, and therefore, when I identify with sukha dukkha, then I am going to be a agama pai, coming and going. I'm a victim. I'm constantly a victim. And so, knowing who I am clearly is such an important thing. And so psychology is somewhat useful. Psychology is useful, absolutely useful. Why? So I can manage what's all going on in my life, in my mind, what's going on, understanding people behavior. How should I change my responses to situations? Am I overreacting? All these things I must know so that I can improve myself. I can consciously improve myself by being with people who are good at these things. I can also imbibe them. I can see how that person is responding to situations. I can talk to them, then I learn from them. That's how people grow up, by watching others and taking the initiative. No, I need to work on these three areas, like that. So psychology is very useful, whether we take the help of a psychologist or not. Each of us is a psychologist for somebody else. Correct? Each of us is a psychologist for somebody else. It always happens like that. Very, very interesting it is. So, therefore, therefore, our idea of moksha is not going to heaven. When you are free here and now, Shastram is saying, where is the question of going to heaven and becoming free? That is, Vedanta obviously laughs at that. So, moksha should include the negation of kartrutvam and bhoktrutvam. How does one negate? This negate is a very technical word, negate. We don't use that word normally in our conversations. Negate. Okay. Negate means what? You have to negate the snake, only then you will see the rope. Something like that. Something like that. Negate. You negate the idea. This idea that that is a snake is wrong. Absolutely wrong. And so when something is absolutely wrong, then if my whole life is depending on that wrong idea, then I have to negate it. Means I have to remove it. I have to remove the jnanam. That is the meaning of negate kartrutvam. Cognitively understand that I am not a karta. Not a karta. That is the meaning of negating akartrutvam. Sorry, negating kartrutvam. All right. So, so these shlokas from 13 to 17 are going to talk about what exactly is action. Then if I am an akarta, then where does this action come from? Like that, he's going to talk. Concluding that Atma is not an akarta. Everything happens in the body. Even though I have a free will, it's that free will, I have the free will. And I say I did it, I did not do it. I'm suffering, I'm not suffering, I'm happy, I'm sad. Everything is I. And so much is happening. And so that idea is being told here. Hey Mahabaho. Look at the shloka here. Now we are coming to shloka number 13. Hey Mahabaho. Sanskrit, all these sambodhanas can be anywhere in the shlokas. Hey Mahabaho. Suppose our B.R. Chopra is producing Mahabharata serial, right? Mahabharata serial was made by him. And he has the plans for the serial, and he has to now choose all the actors. He means the team, and the audition happens, and then all these people are there. Okay, Arjuna, who will be Arjuna? So 10 people came, and they're all showing their skills, acting skills. One guy did extremely well, played the role of Arjuna. No, he even knew some of the Mahabharata verses and all. And Hindi mein, he just did a lot of things. And then others also did. But B.R. Chopra did not choose this guy. Do you know why? Because he's thin like this. He's very thin, he's very lean, and you can't even see his muscles anywhere. It's all bones. So what is the use? Even though he acted well, why? He has to be Mahabahu. Correct? Mahabahu, he has to be. Can't you? Just because he acted well doesn't make. He has to be Mahabahu. He has to be big, big bodied. Because you have to lift the mace and this and that, even though in the movie the mace is made of paper or cardboard. And but in reality, they have to be big. And so, Mahabaho, hey Mahabaho, me nibodha me. May you understand from me. May you learn from me. May you learn from me. Okay? Bodha, Buddha dhatu. Buddha means to know. To know. Which means what? Krishna is saying, don't simply say Krishna is God, therefore I will believe whatever you say. You're a great guy. You all Govardhan Giridhari, you killed Dinesh, young days you killed Chanura, Mardana and all, Chanura and all you killed. You stood on Vasiki. Therefore, you must be great. Therefore, I believe whatever you say. Don't believe whatever I say. For a change, understand what I say. Because it's a fact to be understood. 2 plus 3 is equal to 5 must be understood. Where is the question of belief? Initially, you can believe Aham Akarta Inti. But that's get into the head. So, main ego there. Understand from me. Tu mujhse jaan. That's what Gita Press says. Tu mujhse jaan. क्या जानूंगा मैं अभी पंचैतानि कारणानि पंच एतानि पंच कारणानि that's the way to split it एतानि पंच कारणानि these are the five causes these are the five causes okay of what okay sarva karmanam siddhaye last sarva karmanam siddhaye. These are the five causes for the accomplishment of all actions, for the fulfillment of all actions. When you say, I did something, what makes you say, I did something? Something must have happened. That is why you say, I did something. I cooked means what? I did a lot of things and I can see the result of my cooking. Or I say, I cooked. Therefore, things are happening. I spoke with my neighbor about this topic, this issue. Okay. Good. There is evidence that I spoke because I actually walked over there. I spoke. So, and I discussed it for so many minutes. All right. So, sarva karmanam siddhaye. For the completion of any action, for the fulfillment of any action, small or big. Okay. Etani pancha karana. These are the five causes, he's going to say. Okay. Following are the big or the factors. These are the contributing factors for any action. And then he says one more thing. Sankhye kritante proktani. Okay? Proktani. Why it says proktani? Proktani means what? Where did we see the word prokta first?
Pura prokta mayanaga.
Pura prokta mayanaga. Third chapter. Fourth chapter, sorry. Fourth chapter, correct? So somehow, these things we remember after studying the Bhagavad Gita. So, pura prokta mayanaga. Why there pura prokta mayanaga here? Proktani, mahabahu. Prokta means I told. It was said. Not even I told. It was said. Why here proktani, there prokta?
It's future here.
Panchakaranani.
Karmane.
Because of
Plural, bahuvachana.
Karmana. Karma. Napumsakalingam.
Kani proktani. Kani proktani.
Pancha.
Panchakaranani.
Karanani. Karanani.
Karanani proktani. That is the answer. That's it. Karanani proktani. There why prokta?
Maya prokta.
Maya
Pura
prokta.
prokta.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Ka prokta.
Pura prokta.
Yogam prokta. Vivasvate yog. Was told to me.
That was old past tense, that one.
See. Okay.
Karmani prayog.
Something in feminine gender.
Yeah, what is that something? That's what I'm
Lingam.
asking. You're asking me the same question I'm asking you. What is this?
Pura.
Which sloka is that?
Lokesmin dvividha nishta. Nishta prokta.
Nishta. That's all. That is the only answer you have to give. You don't have to give the whole history of Mahabharata. Nishta prokta. That's it. There is nishta. Akaranta strilingam. Therefore prokta. Here, napumsakam. Karanam. Karanani proktani. Very simple it is. So anyway, proktani was said. I am not saying it, Arjuna. I am not coming up with these five things. Proktani. Where was it said? Pura only. Purani proktani. Like that it comes. Where was it said? Sankhye kritante proktani. Look at all this. Kritante Sankhye. Sankhye Proktani. See, Kritante, let's look at that first. Or Sankhye, let's look at it. That's even better. Sankhye means what? Vedante Proktani. Sankhya Vishaye, Jnana Vishaye Proktani. Jnana Vishaya. What is the Veda? Veda is Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda. Broadly classified into two. Karma Kanda talks about Karma Yoga. Jnana Kanda talks about Jnana Yoga. Karma Kanda prepares me. Jnana Yoga gives me complete fulfillment. Jnanam. Okay. Therefore, Sankhya, this Jnana Kanda is equal to Upanishad, is equal to Sankhya. Therefore, Sankhya, Jnana Kande, Upanishadi or Upanishatsu. Look at that Bhagavad Gita, Upanishatsu. Proktani. All right, it was said there. Why it has to say talk about that? Because I'm growing out of karma, so therefore karma has to be analyzed here. Here karma will give me karma phalam, punyam, and etc. Be dharmic, all that is very important in karma kanda. But now Nachiketa is asking anyatra dharmat, anyatra dharma. Tell me something that is different from karma and akarma, different from dharma and adharma. That means that analysis has to happen in Sankhya only, in that portion called Sankhya. And what kind of portion it is? It is Kritante. It is at the end of this Karma Vishaya. Karma Vishaya. Krita, to be done. Krita means to be done. To be done stuff. Karma Kanda is all about to be done stuff. Duties to be done. To be done, to be done, to be done. Yagas to be done. Homas to be done. Anushtanam to be done. Dharma full to be done, to be done. Okay. So, Sankhya, which appears at the end of this Karma Kanda, Proktani. Karanani Proktani. The causes of karma have or sarva karmanam siddhaye Proktani. Look at how beautiful it is. And Shankaracharya, see, he quotes, he gives a reference, okay? He says, Yavanartha udapane sarvata samplutodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanataha. Which we see second chapter 46. Correct? Just before Karmanyeva Adhikara, say it comes. And there he's quoting, why Shankara is telling this? Just like when the whole place is flooded with water, it's water everywhere, and in that place, how useful one bucket of water will be. Somebody gives you a bucket of water, and it's all flooded outside. It's not. However useful it's going to be, that much use a wise person will have for this jnana kanda. I mean, for this karma kanda. Karma is all about karma. And this guy is grown out of karma. Then what is the use of karma? Because karma phalam is anityam, aham nityam is understood. Therefore, Shankara is quoting there, and he then says, Sarvam karma kilam partha jnane parisamapyate. He brings that here. Okay. It comes in the fourth shloka, 4.33, fourth chapter. Okay. Let me look at that quickly. And there what happens? Yeah. So, Shreyan Dravyamayad Yajna. Okay. Jnana Yajna Parantapa. After talking about all the yajnas, which is all karma, then finally he says Jnana Yajna is the most superior. Because finally that is the only thing that will remove bondage. Karma will keep me bound to the karma phalam. Constantly I'll be bound. And so there he had said 4.3. And he says, Jnane parisamapyate. Karma has to lead to fulfillment only with jnanam. Jnanam is impossible without karma. Without preparation, jnanam is impossible. Karma is incomplete without jnanam. Paramathanandaji says that often. So, iti atmajnane samjate sarva karmanam nivritti dashyate. Okay. In those two shlokas also, jnanam as the culmination of karma was talked about. Like that, Shankara is helping us understand. All right. That is what this is. So, for the performance, for the fulfillment of all karma, 5 factors are involved, which we can expect in the next shloka. All right, let's translate this. O Arjuna, know from me the following 5 factors. Arjuna, know from me the following 5 factors required for the accomplishment of all actions. Required for the required for the accomplishment of all actions. Okay, full stop. They are mentioned in Vedanta, which is the culmination of all actions. Arjuna, know from me the following 5 factors required for the accomplishment of all actions. Full stop. They are mentioned in the Vedanta, which is the culmination of actions. Next shloka. Adhishtanam tatha karta
अधिष्ठानं तथा कर्ता
karanam cha pritagvidam
करणं च पृथग्विधम्
vividhascha pritag cheshtaah
विविधाश्च पृथक् चेष्टाः
daivam chaivatra panchamam.
दैवं चैवात्र पञ्चमम्.
So is listed 5 if you can count. Adhishtanam, karta, karanam, pritak cheshtaha, daivam. Okay, that's how it goes. So let's first understand. He's going to say actions emanating from the body. From this body mind sense complex. So we can list the things. We can first list the physical body. Physical body, the physical aspect of this complex. Correct? It's called Annamaya Kosha. So there is a talk about kosha, right? So we'll bring that kosha language. Just the physical aspect needed for any action to be executed. Next, pranamaya kosha. Okay, which means all the physiological functions of the body must be needed. If the physiological functions are not functioning, then this body is useless. That's why a person is very active today. And then there is some mishap that something happens and serious injury is there. Then kidneys are affected, or if there's a puncture in the lungs function is affected. So then the body can't function. Can't function as good as it used to function. So therefore we need that aspect also, physiological aspect. In Sanskrit language, pranamaya koshaha. Then manomaya koshaha. Manomaya koshaha. What is manomaya kosha? Manomaya kosha kaha. Student asked the teacher in Tattvabodha.
Sankalpa vikalpatmaka.
Manomaya kosha. I didn't say what. Manaha kaha, I didn't say. Manomaya kosha kaha. Okay. Manascha pancha jnanendriyaihi saha yah tishtati saha manomaya kosha. Like that it comes. Manaha plus the 5 sense organs or senses is called the sense organ. When you say, sometimes we end up referring to the physical organ. Physical organ is not what we call chakshur indriyam, right? That power of sight, power is just sukshma. So anyway, manomaya kosha is equal to manaha plus sense organs, senses are needed to be behind this body, behind the physiological systems. That's called manomaya. That is the third aspect. Then vijnanamaya kosha, the activities surrounding the intellect, intellection, reasoning. Okay, because mind is sankalpa, vikalpa, atmika, mana. Optionality it provides, doubts it creates. Somebody has to say, no, this is it. I can't keep standing in the kitchen and keep on thinking, what should I cook for today? And everybody has come home. 2 hours I've been standing there. No, the mind has to come and say, okay, it's fine. This is enough. Let me do. And maybe time is up also. So maybe it's just sandwich, sandwich. Because time's up. Maybe now you can't make sambar, idli. It will take some time. So all these things we have to cook all this tur dal. Tur dal, I don't know. I think the scientists should make a tur dal that will simply cook in 5 minutes. Not to put it in the cooker and then put this and that and then keep on boiling it. And then cooks after 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And then they will say, the people who consume will say, it's not cooked properly. That's it. 2 hours they've been standing in the kitchen and suddenly it's not cooked properly. Oh, Marco, you come to the kitchen once in a while, you should at least come and see what's going on. So, anyway, Vijnana Maya Kosha, decision making faculty, that is very important. And then, this factor, okay, is Daivam is mentioned here. Daivam. Not Anandamaya Kosha, Daivam. And so, Daivam, such an important aspect. For this class to function, how many factors are working in our favor? Just you have to list it. We should simply list it. It's not stormy outside. People are okay at home. Therefore, I can sit here. I have to not pay at night. I don't have my attention need not go to the other rooms. Okay, my body is okay. I don't have a fever, and all factors are working. Phone is not ringing. There's not an emergency somewhere else. Power is there. Okay, I have a backup. Backup
Internet,
also is
internet is there.
internet is important. So many factors are there. Our Shastram will not ignore any of this and brings it as Daivam. Any Shastram, any religion should acknowledge that. Daivam. Religion means that. Daivam. So every move, every moment, I'm aware of Daivam. Daivam is operating, is helping me. Daivam is holding me in my hands. Always holding. Good or bad, Daivam is working. Okay. Therefore, Daivam is there. Okay. So Adhishtana Devataha. Devam means Adhishtana Devataha. Okay. Now, keep that in mind. Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, and Deva. Now let's come to the shloka. Right? Adhishtanam is there. Tatha Karta. Adhishtanam here refers to the body. The locus of all action is the body. Okay, everything happens in the body. Body is the center of activity. Like they say, downtown is the center of activity. This is the downtown of this house, of this whole thing. And so you can point to the body and say, yeah, that's where actions are coming from. That person you can point. So Adhishtanam is what? Annamaya Koshaha, which is the body. All right. Next. Pranamaya. So we need to search for Pranamaya. You have to search, right? Because so many words are there. Pranamaya is what? In the second line, you see Vividhascha Pruthak Cheshtaha. That is referring to that Pranamaya Kosha. Pranamaya. So respiration and excretion, all the functionings of the body. Physiology. It is called Prithak cheshtaha. They are all different activities, distinct activities. Circulation, blood circulation can only do so much. It can't breathe for me. It can bring oxygen to the lungs. The lungs have to do some work for me to breathe. And that alone is not enough. Heart has to be part of the circulation. Okay, that's it. Food is digested not by lungs, not by that system. Some other system is there that is digesting food. Excretion, another system. What about say the stimuli are being passed on from here to the brain, rest of the body to the brain? That's an entirely different system, not blood. Blood is not involved in it. Therefore, prithak, they're all prithak, distinct, separate. Vividaha cha, many, many. So that is pranamaya. Then after prana, what comes? Manaha. Karanam cha prithak vidam. Karanam. So antahkaranam and the sense organs. Karanani, instruments. Not karanam, instruments. Those are the key instruments of action. All right. Tatha karta. Karta is what?
Gnanamaya.
Vijnana maya koshaha. Correct. Vijnana. The decision maker. Final decision making authority. Making authority. So that is the Vijnana maya koshaha. And then what? Daivam cha atra panchamam. And the fifth one is Daivam. Adhishtana Devataha. Devasya idam Daivam. So, Adhishtana Devata. So that's why we have Devata for every function, there is a Devata. Chakshushaha Devata.
Surya.
Surya.
Suryaha. Shrotrasya Devata.
Dig Devata.
Dig Devata. Then Nasikayoho Devata.
Ashvino.
Like this we have Devata. Bahoho Devata.
Indra.
Correct. These are all Devatas. So like this, when you see them chanting, the Pandit chanting Veda mantras, they will list, a lot of Devatas will come. And if you carefully look at it, you will see it is the Adhishtana Devata of that particular aspect that is mentioned. And so that Devam is brought in here, Panchamam. And therefore, this you have to go back to 13 now. Panchayetani Karanani. These five are the causes for Sarva Karmanam Siddhaye. Like that, you should connect the 14 to the 13. Because 13, he said, these are, he said, and then what are those are there in the 14th shloka. All right. And very interesting. In some context, what we do is we say, what are the factors for success? What are the factors for success? Well, there we say three things. We say prayatnam. Prayatnam. Effort is required for anything to happen. Effort, my own effort is required. Human effort is required. And so prayatnam is, it includes planning, it includes everything, it includes the functions of the mind. So prayatnam. Then kala. Kala. Time is required. Effort is there, but then some patience is so important. Some things will take time. Something will take a lot of time. Sometimes a lot of time. My child has to be properly educated means what? Proper education is just two words, but it takes a long time. Lot of effort, lot of waiting. They can't rush it. Can't rush it. You want to have a plants on your garden? Well, waiting is involved. Some plants grow very fast, some will not grow. You have to wait it out. You have to wait it out. And so, prayatna kala. What is the third aspect? Daivam. So this is a good discussion point with children. Three aspects for success. Therefore, somebody asks, therefore, I have to pray. Praying invokes the Deivam aspect. Praying acknowledges that there's so many things that are helping me without my acknowledging it. I know very well that I wouldn't be here talking to you and you wouldn't be here when these factors are not favorable to me. That favorable factor is called Deivam. Anyway, that is all by the way. So let's translate the shloka. They are, within brackets, they are the physical body, the varied functions, comma, various instruments, the doer, and Daivam, which is the fifth among these. Daivam, which is the fifth among these. So let's read that. They are the physical body, the varied functions. The brackets you can say prana, the varied functions, prana, various instruments, the doer, and Daivam. Okay. So if you look at the order, this is the order of the kosha order, right? Annamaya kosha, pranamaya, manomaya, vijnanamaya, and Daivam. But that's not the order given by Sri Krishna. So one homework for you is to rewrite this in the order in which Sri Krishna has mentioned. All right. Next shloka. Shariravaং मनोभिर्यत्
शरीरवाङ्मनो यत्
कर्म प्रारभते नरः
कर्म प्रारभते नरः
न्याय्यं वा विपरीतं वा
न्याय्यं वा विपरीतं वा
पञ्चैते तस्य हेतवः.
पञ्चैते तस्य हेतवः.
Yeah. So he's saying again, yete, pancha yete tasya hetavah. Ete means these things that I told you in the 14th shloka. Ete pancha, these five, in brackets factors, are the causes. Causes. For what? Tasya. Tasya. Tasya means what? In this shloka you see karma. Yat karma. 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 Causes for karma. Tasya karmana. Hetavaha. Uchyate. Or uchyante. All right. So these are the five causes. And what kind of karma he's talking here? Okay. Sharira vak manobhihi. Yat karma. What the karma, which is done by either the body, shariram, vak, because big factor of karma is speech, and so sharira, vak, manobhihi, manaha. So now he's saying that's how actions are emanating finally. I use my mind. I don't use my respiration. I don't use my digestive system when I actually plan it out, when I actually execute actions. Digestive system doesn't come into play, even though it's part of the whatever action is happening. So therefore, he's only saying kayena vacha manasa indriyirva. That is what this is. That's what this is. So that kaya is sharira, physical body. Then vacha, kayena vacha, manasa indriyirva. That vak, manaha includes the sense organs. So manobihi, by the sharira, vak, and manas. By that, those essential aspects, manas will include buddhi, etc. And so ahankara, everything will come into that. And so by this yat karma, animals also do the same thing. Shariram is there, Vak is not there, okay, for animals, and Manas is there, of course. But for their activities, we don't use the word karma because they don't have free. Because they don't have free. And so, for them, it is just cheshta. Instinctively, things happen. Instinctively. And so, that is why when you are meditating and your favorite pet dog barks, you can scold it as much as you want, but it will simply wag its tail. That is, you can't do much about it. You just have to do like this. Package deal. I thought my pet will listen to me, but he's not listening. To meditation, he's disturbing. What is the? Do you know what you have done? That's all. Okay, sit. You should not talk when I meditate. Then sit. Because he's a nice dog. He's a pet. So he's doing all that. But what if the neighbor's dog bites us? Guess what? Court proceedings are going on. The dog is nowhere to be seen. The two men are standing in the court, fighting with each other, but dog is not there. How? The judge should ask, wait a minute, the dog bit you. Why did you not bit the dog? The judge is not asking. Foolish judge or what? No, not foolish judge. Judge is very much intelligent. And it's not karma. It's not, you don't attribute that to the dog. Because that's an impulsive action. And so no free will is there. And so prarabhate naraha. Yat karma naraha prarabhate. Whatever karma is executed, is initiated, is done by a naraha, a person. Naraha is person. And Swami, anyway, naraha person. Nyayam va viparitam va. Okay. Whatever type of action it is, whether it is dharmic action, dharma sammata karma, or dharma asammata karma. Viparitam is opposite. Either nyayam, righteous act, or the opposite of a righteous act. Opposite. Viparitam means opposite. Doesn't matter. Every karma that we do, the entire whole, as they say, what is it? Whole ball of wax, whole 9 yards. Something, they use all these words, very interesting phrases. There's some other phrases also. I'm not getting it. But all that whole 9 yards, right? I don't know where the 9 yards comes. In America, that too. 9 yards in India, I can understand. 9 yard sari, Ambodanji and all they say. That I can understand. But America, man, 9 yards, oh my God. Somebody
That
has
is
to.
from the US Air Force.
What US Air Force?
US Air Force, the machine guns they used, the cartridge are 9 yards long.
9 yards long. But how did they get 9 yards? Why should not be 8
That
yards?
is the standard they use. That's why they say whole 9 yards means empty the whole.
Okay. Okay, that's a good one. Empty the whole 9 yards. Okay. Why they are doing it 9? Why not 10 yards? I don't know. But there must be some science behind. All right, good. So, nyayam va viparitam va. Okay. Pancha ete tasya hetavaha. We saw that. These are the causes for karma. And so, what is the message from this? Message is that karma is happening. The ahankara is very much involved. This is the guy that decides what to do, what not to do, when to sleep, when to get up. Everything is decided here, no doubt. But that deciding faculty also is part of the whole assemblage, which is the cause of karma. Atma is none of those things. Everything is Atma, but Atma is none of those things. Don't attribute that karma to Atma. Attribute it to wherever it has to be attributed. Guna guneshu vartate. Iti matva na sajjate. Na sajjate, there you saw. Iti matva. Having known this fact, na sajjate, he had said. That person is no longer identified with what happened and what is to be done and what happened. I should have done better and keep on mulling over. I should have done this. I should have not done that. So guilt and hurt and everything is just gnawing at me. Yes, I've done my best. And that I anyway is not the self. Real self is not a karta. Those ideas are all brought in. And so Swamiji gives an example. He says, you use the screwdriver, but nobody says, I am the screwdriver. Nobody says, I am the screwdriver. In America, I heard there is a phrase called screwdriver. Some drink is called, some cocktail drink is called screwdriver. And so, even after you have a cocktail screwdriver, and you guys, like, even that guy doesn't say, I'm a screwdriver. Even that guy knows enough. I'm not screwdriver. I only drink screwdriver or I use screwdriver. Those things we know.
In Parsi, there is a name called screwdriver.
Huh?
In Parsis, Bombay, they have got a name called screwdriver wala.
Okay? Screwdriver wala. Wala. Screwdriver wala. But screwdriver wala is not screwdriver. Screwdriver wala is okay. Screwdriver, yes, asti iti screwdriver wala. In Sanskrit, that's what we will say. So, therefore, like that, these are all instruments. Karanani santi. They're all causes. They're all essential elements of action. So, how can I take myself to be the body? How can I take myself to be the mind? If I'm not screwdriver, I can't be mind also. It's Vedanta. All right. Dehaha karta, atma akarta. That's the essence here. So let's translate the shloka. That karma, whether proper or the opposite, that karma, whether proper or the opposite, opposite within brackets, improper. Okay. Which a person undertakes with body, speech, or mind, undertakes with body, speech, or mind, has these five causes. Has these five causes. That karma, whether proper or the opposite, improper, which a person undertakes with body, speech, or mind, has these five causes. We'll continue. Om Apadamapahataram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Shriramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham Kale Varshatu Parjanyah Prithvi Sasyashalini Deshoyam Kshobharahitah Brahmanas Santu Nirbhayaah Om Sarv Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah Harihi Om